zone, we're going to be able to slow it down a bit as they come our way.
Yeah, that'd be a good thing. Speaking of slowing it down, we were kicking around this whole fourth line thing, Spezza and Simmons. I mean, neither guy has been productive in some time this season, and it's hard to see a world in the playoffs where they're going to be productive. Putting Blackwell with them has not helped. I've liked Blackwell fine, but they still, I don't know, they're not overly inspiring. What are your thoughts on what to do with the fourth line? Like, is there a way to make this a contributing unit to the Leafs?
Yeah, it's a tough one because so much respect for those two individuals, and deservedly so. But you saw they were really hemmed in by the Florida fourth line. I mean, maybe it's something as well when you hit the playoffs that they've got their mojo back or what have you. But this is exactly the kind of thing that Sheldon Keefe is looking at about the different ingredients there. Like, I mean, Kyle Clifford, it's such a bonehead play on that one play the other game, but still he's an ingredient. Nick Robertson, they're all ingredients. And I keep going back to when the Blues went all the way, they had 12 forward spots, but 15 different forwards, and there seemed to be Craig Berube had an ability to kind of put a Wayne Simmons type in for a game or two, the right game, when they needed that, or a Nick Robertson in for a game or two. I mean, that's the way I see it. There's no, like last year with Joe Thornton, they got kind of stuck. So they out of his respect for him, I don't know how many promises were made, but certainly an understanding was made, and you got trapped about playing him more than you should have, giving him more power play time that really he wasn't up to, and I think it's understood that's not going to happen now. I'm big on both these guys, like Spezza too, but the way he's filled in when things have gone a little bit of south, we always think of him dropping the gloves in the Columbus series, but I mean that's a memory. You can't use that as why you would play him more in 2022. But and Simmons, there's that physicality part. But yes, in both cases, there's shortcomings. There's no doubt about it. And maybe in the playoffs, their experience eradicates some of those shortcomings for them, smarts in that. But it certainly is something you got to be aware of, and you can't. There's no such thing as noses being out of joint.
The Florida Panthers, did they push hard enough that you could definitely think that last night that win was maybe a signature kind of win for the Leafs, or do you have to wait to see if it's followed up against the Boston Bruins tomorrow night?
Kippy, like you've played in Toronto and New York, and New York, it's intense, but not like Toronto. And that's what's great about Toronto. So it's 1/82nd of a season. And you can't get too high and you can't get too low. And you got to just ignore the white noise, which includes us, but also appreciate the white noise, because that's why you have the highest ticket prices in the league. And that's why you get your butt kissed if you win one playoff round. And, you do. It's phenomenal. You do get recognized places. But anyway, so beyond all that, I thought, I wasn't saying you had to do a statement game after Montreal. They hadn't played these guys in 2 years. Like when COVID hit 2 years ago, they were battling this team, and mostly fans didn't even realize that. When you divided your season tickets up, if you're part of a cartel at the start of the year, the Panther games went last, even that year. People just, and then all of a sudden you're saying, no, you know what, this Panther team, they're going to be a reality. And then COVID hit, and you didn't get those games, and here 2 years later, you're finally getting what, could be the best two young teams in the Atlantic Division. This could be their best rivalry moving forward for the next 3-4 years. So I just take it as one game. I'm really thinking, Kippy and Justin, the Calgary Flames in the West and Florida in the East. Like Florida is the Leafs of 3 years ago, but maybe are they going to seize the window of opportunity now? Like, I don't know. Like, do they get on that St. Louis Blues juggernaut that all of a sudden now, and same with Calgary in the West?
Yeah, no, that's a great point. The one thing we know with this Leafs team is that nothing matters if they don't get goaltending coming up, and they got a performance from Petr Mrazek last night that made you raise your eyebrows a bit. Do you have any hope this guy could find a form that could make him usable again?
Well, Justin, I'm just at the age now where I clip my eyebrows, but anyway, yeah, I think that's
okay.
That's fair. I
with hedge clippers,
pruning shears.
Why would I throw Kippy a softball like that? Why would I do that? Why would I do that? Okay, 3 stars. Who cares? But how could he not be one of the 3 stars? Like seriously,
was he not?
No.
Oh, wow.
Did you pick him last night?
Yeah,
No.
Lilligren for all 3.
like as if he thinks he's having a hard time fitting in Toronto. Then they kind of grind him on it last night when he was far and away one of the 3 stars. So he didn't get to hug Carlton the Bear. So he'll get on with it. Goaltending, like I was talking about it earlier, that Petr Mrazek is your reality. It's your kid's teacher that the kid is struggling with, and you can't get a change, and then you hope it gets figured out, that the kid, they work it out. The teacher's more sensitive to the kid understands things more, gets it, works harder, and pulls off like what Kippy and I were happy with, a C+. Probably you, Justin, would be a B+. But anyway, and we move on. And he may be your guy. Like, I don't like hearing Jack. Like last year, Freddie never got enough time to get healthy and get enough games in. And I know they say Jack's around the corner. But anyway, yeah. And right now, of those Atlantic Division teams, the Maple Leafs have the most up in the air goaltending, and that is a worry. But when the pucks drop, game number 83, it just takes one of them to get hot.
One more for you, Gord, before we let you go. Are you as petrified as our Sammy McKee is to a Boston Bruin, Toronto Maple Leaf first round?
Okay, like, have you not learned about Sam? Was he not the guy? Hey, remember that, Justin, when I was filling in and Sammy had, what was he going to give Campbell, 6 years at $26 million a year or something?
That's right.
Remember that? You got to sign him now. Yeah. He gets no. Yeah. Hey. It was set up. It was set up the last 2 years. Leaf fans go, oh, this is the best playoff opponent you can get. No. When you start thinking that way, that's when you get kicked in the butt. So I don't care. Bring it on, whoever it is, and just go out and beat them. And if you beat them, who knows, like, the shackles are off, and maybe the Toronto Maple Leafs become what I just described, the Florida Panthers and Calgary Flames, that all of a sudden with that huge sigh of relief that they go on the roll. So I don't care. Whoever you play, bring it on. Don't think about it.
Heavy eyebrows, shaved back. You do it all for us, Gord.
Well, I can't reach my back anymore, but I'll take your word for it. I think it seems pretty smooth in the mirror. So
thanks, Gord.
Appreciate your time,
man.
Gord.
Okay. See you, Justin. See you, Kippy.
Gord Stellick, co-host of Leaf Nation, pre and post game with Sammy McKee.
He's right. It doesn't matter.
No.